before, or if he'll go for something different. Something new, perhaps.
Perhaps. All right, so Ancient Cistern, bottom left here, we've got our dude. He is a legend. He is Stats.
And in the top right, he's on a barcode account, so we'll have to get him to set a clan tag or something. It's INnoVation.
We promise it's Inno.
It is him. It's weird. It says in game that it is indeed him, so it's a little bizarre.
Yeah, sometimes we see stuff in game that says names, and then once in an actual match, the user interface is just like, nope. Anyway, no proxies here. Just a barracks coming up inside the main base of Ancient Cistern. INnoVation is tossed. No, INnoVation definitely playing Terran. This is our guy. He's here. He's doing what he's done for a long time now. He was Terran in Brood War under the name Bogus. He became a legend in Starcraft 2.
Yeah. Yeah, he really did. Shine. He's one of the best Terrans of all time. For like years and years, he was the Terran that all the other Terrans aspired to be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's one of the 4 horsemen. So officially one of the 4 best Terran players ever to play StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
Can't get any better than that.
One of the better ones. I think he went to, like, him and Maru were always like the best, I think, but then I think he must have participated in more tournaments than Maru. And I think that's possibly why he stood out more than him, but I'd have to fact check myself on that.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. I always remember certain series that he's played against Cyril in the past in premier tournaments that are just some of the best TvZ I've ever seen, and hoping to get back to that same level and give Cyril fits again.
INnoVation comes back, destroys the foreign scene.
Yeah.
And the universe is balanced again.
Or unbalanced, as it was. Anyway, we do get a Reaper from Inno here. So a lot of Terrans will skip that in TvP, but, you know, not our guy INnoVation. Flying right past that Artosolope. At the very least, he's going to get a scout off, but a Stalker is just about done coming out of this gateway here. So getting a probe kill is going to be real tough for this guy. He immediately pops out, recognizing, okay, I'm not getting anything done here. And that's why a lot of Terran players skip that early Reapers, for that very reason.
Yeah, a Stalker, not an Adept, followed up by a quick Twilight Council and a second Stalker. So if I was a betting man, I'd say we're going to be looking at a Blink opening here from Stats. The only question will be, is it going to be, say, the 2 or the 1 gate into fast third, or like a 4-gate Blink, that kind of thing?
Oh, he gets a probe. I said he wasn't going to get anything, and he got a probe out of it. He got the scout off. He sees the Twilight. Beautiful. I don't know if he's going to make it home. He's trying. He's trying to make it home, but that's not going to happen.
Not quite, no.
See y'all later. Phoenix says, we need more Terrans. It's true. Like, Terrans have been putting all their hopes on basically Maru. And I guess now Oliveira to some extent, but it's nice having another Terran in the stable to root for.
Did you see the post from Maru? He's so salty about that loss.
I did. And, like, I get it, dude. You had, I mean, according to predictions and Aligulak and everything, you had like a 97% chance to win that series, and he kind of got dump trucked. So, yep,
yeah,
you should probably feel emotional in some way about that game.
That was a big sad for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, understandably so. I think anybody in his shoes would feel the same way. Anyway, we got Widowmines coming in. Widowmine drop here from INnoVation. A very standard, very old strategy that our guy's going to try to bust out here. I like it. Going for 2 Widowmines. Is that it? Waiting for anything else? Getting the 3rd one in there. So 3 Widowmines on the drop. Quick 3rd base from Stats here. That got started sub 4 minutes up that left side. And it is definitely the Blink. In the hands of somebody like Stats, the Blink is really, really dangerous.
He does indeed have the Blink. He's just been powering off of 2 gateways, so the very macro version of a Blink build, try and defend everything. This is what we think of when we think of Stats. Now, this worked very good in the past.
Ooh.
Terrans, Widowmine Burrows get shut down. Terrans would try and deal damage to Stats, and most of the time they'd fail because his defense was so impeccable, and he's looking good again so far. The question is whether INnoVation this game is going to bring out, say, one of the newer timing attacks that catches Stats off guard, because two gate third Nexus for Protoss isn't as common as it used to be. Stats is kind of doing an older build, and we'll see if INnoVation's going to go for an old build that maybe won't be as successful, or if he'll go for something that's a little bit newer, perhaps. He's already got the Raven out, which I do like to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Raven got changed in ways that it is cheaper and builds faster, but like every ability it has is worse. So I mean, it makes sense to get it out early. The detection is there. The auto turrets are there, but they're weaker and they last a shorter amount of time. The anti-armor missile reduces armor by a smaller number. Like, it's just kind of like, poor Ravens. But hey, cheaper. We'll take them. We'll use them. I guess that's just kind of the mentality of these players, is you can nerf something, but if it's cheaper and builds faster, I don't know, they'll still bust it out.
Yeah, he's going to use it for some harassment to start with.
Yeah, auto turrets, they still hit as hard, they just don't last as long, and they don't have as much... I don't believe they have as much armor. Anyway, they're just kind of easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one probe dies there. So 2 probes have gone down. Auto turret expires a little bit earlier than you're used to if you're used to the old patch. Robotics Bay, about 50% complete here from stats. Probably Colossus.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe like 2 Colossus, then a Disruptor. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, this really is an old school TvP. That's for sure.
Yeah, Raven makes it back home. 2 drop ships, 2 medevacs heading along the top side, going to swing down that left side. Stats has got shield batteries. He's got a decent number of immortals here, which actually kind of sucks against the heavy marine composition that INnoVation has right now.
Yeah, he's got the sentries, so that will buff the immortals, prevent them from being picked off as easily by the bio. The Zealot's going to try and buffer for that. It really is just that defensive stat style. He's got a battery, a cannon at his 3rd, and he is just chilling.
Is that Widowmine medevac still back there? It is, huh? Just waiting for those stalkers to leave, and then they'll try to bust in there and get some Widowmine drops off. That's funny. Been there for a while. So yeah, extended thermal lance coming in for the Colossus. We're going to get at least 2, maybe 3. 3 is kind of the magic number with those Colossus against Terran for sure. And yeah, there's more and more stalkers getting added here. It's a lot of stalkers.
It is a boatload. Hoping to catch INnoVation going for a drop or something. INnoVation not doing that just yet. He's going to be moving across the map with his army. And he doesn't really have the medivacs to load everything up, so I'm not sure we'll see that play.
Yeah, those 2 medevacs on the left side are still chilling, as a large majority of INnoVation's army is pushing kind of down the middle here. Swinging around an angle that maybe stats won't see it coming. I'm just waiting for that drop on the left side to start heading south, but I'm not sure that INnoVation's going to try to time this thing. It's just kind of like chilling over there. Anyway, stats is heading over. These Zealots get immediately evaporated, get absolutely nothing done, but they do get some scouting off, I suppose. Drop heading down. There we go. So drop heading down that left side. Also just unloading the potential 4th base there. Making their presence known, and then Zealots getting into that 3rd base of Inno. Charge lots are pretty annoying that way for the harassment. Ever since they got that movement speed buff, they've been really good and really annoying at this. Here we go. Is Inno going to try to poke in here or not? He's got Widow Mines. He's got his Marines, Marauders. He's working on additional things of all of those back home. And now Disruptor's on the way from stats, and a 4th base coming in. So yeah, 2 Colossus into Disruptor, like you said.
Yeah, and it's double Disruptor, so that count is really going to surge up soon, and I'm not sure what INnoVation is building up to here. He's throwing down a Ghost Academy, but it's not like he's going for some crazy timing or anything like that. He's just sitting back, playing passive against stats, and you've got to imagine that this favors stats. Historically, it definitely does.
It sure does. I mean, his harassment isn't getting a ton done either, but he's got his 4th base up. The Terran hasn't really been able to bother him hardly at all here. And yeah, I mean, stats happily on 4 bases. INnoVation's going to try to do something about that, splitting an army up to the north to maybe harass that one, and an army down to the south. Maybe for attack, maybe just to defend the 4th base. The Inno's trying to get up down there on the right side at the 3 o'clock position too.
Yeah, stats is moving out a little bit. That could put him in a bit of a precarious position. However,
INnoVation making the attack. Yeah, coming on in. Zealot's going to buy enough time for the Archons and the Colossus to show up. Widowmine gets a shot off. Doesn't do a whole lot there. Weakens and bruises some of those Zealots. The Southern army Oh boy, from INnoVation coming right on into the front door of Stats here. Might force a recall. I don't know if Stats is going to come home or not here. Depowering Robos, canceling upgrades. Ground armor level 1 denied and ground attack level 2 denied here. Probes are dying. Stats says, screw it, let's go. They say never base race a Terran, but Stats is going for it anyway.
Oh, the Disruptor's getting some big connections.
Oh, but the Disruptors are all going to die here, too. That's nice. It does whittle down the army count, but brutal. Again, Marines trade pretty well against Stalkers. These siege tanks and the auto turrets do as well. Army value is 120 to 119. INnoVation's got some army back home to try and defend here. Stats economy is going into the toilet right now. He's being knocked down to effectively 1 base mining, and I think that's the main, which is horrendous, but the natural base and the 3rd base of INnoVation are gone.
Yeah, he's going to have a tough time breaking the top of this ramp too, although he gets some great Colossus swipes off on that army, so INnoVation is being pushed back. He's going to have to try and make a stand here in his main base, at least get some good trades off against this army. Picking off any Colossus is huge. SCVs are pulled, Bio working away on whatever units they can, of course with the EMPs from the Ghost there. Stats does break through as expected, but how much did he lose?
42 SCVs and most of his army, at least the stuff up here. The stuff down to the south is, I mean, absolutely ruining Stats' main. Stats' building count is not good. Army value is about even. Stats has more workers, but I think they're all here and they're all about to die. This is nuts. This is pure on base race game number 1. This is fantastic. And the good news for Terran is you can lift your buildings and run away, and Protoss certainly cannot. What buildings exist for the Protoss? He's building a Nexus in INnoVation's natural, because why not at this stage? Easier for him to defend based on his army placement here, but Stats is going to be revealed in just a moment until that Nexus comes. No, actually, the Nexus coming up will prevent that revealing moment, right?
Yes, it will.
Yeah, okay. So that's not going to happen. The Nexus is coming up, but that's scouted here by whatever buildings are left in INnoVation's natural. He sees that. He knows it's there. So now it comes down to a 71 versus 73 army supply here. Is INnoVation going to try to play this game out, or is he going to go for the kill is the question.
He's got some SCVs alive. It's actually important that he keeps these alive and moves them somewhere, because if... Okay, there we go. That's good. Because if they died, he would have been supply blocked. He would have had no choice but to attack. Now he can potentially play it out, although they're taking a dangerous path.
Yeah, I was just really careless. The left side buildings do go down here from Stats. So all he's going to have available is basically stuff in INnoVation's natural and in his main. I think that's a pylon up in Inno's main right now. Just throwing pylons up. Stats has about 500 minerals, not a ton, but yeah. So we're just going to call down some mules. That's another massive benefit Terran have in this kind of a situation. Get that income up there. Maybe some Vikings would be good against the Colossus. He did have some in that battle of his main base, but not enough to take down the Colossus, unfortunately. Yeah,
INnoVation has got tanks and Widow Mines, a great defensive position set up here. I don't think Stats could break this. He's going to try and poke with Stalkers, but he could be punished if he eats a Widow Mine or some tank shots. Good dodge.
Yeah, just deep in there enough to see what's going on. Dodges the Widow Mine shot, gets out. I like it.
INnoVation.
Phoenix. Yeah, siege tank fire. The add-ons are a little bit exposed there. Phoenix says that INnoVation cannot win 1v1 against the army of Stats. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no disruptors or Psystorm in the army, so there's not a ton of AoE. INnoVation has got the better upgrades. I guess his eBay that was researching +2 attack died, but he's still got 1-2, so his army is going to be pretty beefy. He catches some of these Stalkers, which is nice. And of course, he's also got the mules to his name. Loses a Viking. That's pretty painful.
Yeah, every Viking he's got is going to be a big deal here. He's trying to catch these Stalkers out, but they're fast and they are blinky. So good luck with that. Yeah, the army coming up to try to kind of escort them, maybe force an engagement in the middle of the map here, which is insane.
Oh, this is a big catch here for Stats. INnoVation getting greedy, chasing down the Stalkers, losing some of his critical units. He's now down on supply. He's got tanks in the Raven, however. He can Interference Matrix and Anti-Armor Missile some of these units. This is going to be the fight here. Interference Matrix hits both the Colossus. They are taken out of the fight. The tanks are tanking, but INnoVation just doesn't have the stuff, I don't think. GG, Stats takes game 1.
Phoenix was right. Said he needed to try and kill those buildings. The Protoss went for the engagement kind of accidentally. And Stats gets the win. Stats says, who says he never base race a Terran? I'll do that all day. Worked out for him. Built a Nexus in the enemy natural, and he gets game 1 here against INnoVation. That was awesome. Fantastically fun game.
Yeah, great game. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just match number 1 of this best of 5. Then we've got another best of 5 and a best of 7 to follow it up. Go ahead and hit up that match Reno if you want to support the players and them coming out in these cups. It's free if you go ahead and use that contribute button. Just log in with whatever account you want to. Adds 25 cents to the prize pool for nothing on your end.
Yep, 0% on your end. Just clicking a button will throw free quarters at these players, and it adds up. The more people that are watching and the more people that do it, the more it adds to the pool, and the more Stats and INnoVation feel the love from each and every one of you. So game 2 is going to be on Altitude, which is a snow map, kind of. I like snow maps a lot. I think players generally don't like them because they can kind of be blinding if you're trying to play on them. But I think Altitude has done a pretty good job making that less of a concern just on the way that it's designed.
Yeah, doesn't look too bright. In the top right, we have got a Freak of Freaks stats.
And in the bottom left, it's our guy. He back. It's INnoVation.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. That was a very classic game we saw there.
It was.
That was like just all the way through. Classic TvP.
Yeah, those disruptor hits down to the south there proved to be amazing. Even though all of the disruptors died, it took out a huge chunk of INnoVation's army. It's hard not to think of if he'd be able to win that final battle, INnoVation, if he'd had that army available to him.
Yeah, if those two armies go head to head without him being caught off guard.
Right.
Who knows?
That too.
Yeah, because I mean, he was just getting his production back online. They could have played that game out, but yeah, him chasing out the stalkers really forced the issue. And yeah, definitely out of position. Well done by Stats. Killer's instinct intact, it seems.
Definitely. Yeah, he's looking good. I love to see it. So nothing crazy here. Again, no weird proxies. Another Reaper here. I guess I got a probe kill last game, so that's kind of worth. He got a good scout off too. Just got to be very sneaky with the Reaper because the Protoss is going to be able to shut that down most of the time. And Stats especially is pretty scary to try and Reaper scout. But got it done in game 1. So I might also try it again here in game number 2. Yeah, I just like the snow. The aesthetic here on Altitude always makes me happy.
Me too.
The snow on my front lawn is kind of melting off.
You still have snow, eh?
Yeah, I had like 4-foot like piles of snow on my lawn from shoveling my driveway, right? Just tons of snow, and my front yard doesn't get a ton of direct sunlight. So it has just been slowly melting off these last couple of weeks, and it's still about a foot out there.
Does it make it to April, you think?
It could, depending on how the weather goes. It's supposed to snow and rain more next week, so it might get bigger.
Yikes.
Anyway.
Okay, build change here from Stats going for a Stargate. Yeah, probably an Oracle, most likely, coming out of him.
Absolutely, could see. Oracles in the hands of excellent Protoss players are always very scary units.
Yeah, not a good time if you're a Terran, that's for sure.
No, not a good time. I don't know if you're anybody.
Having flashbacks to when Protoss were like, what if you make 3 Oracles and you can one-shot an SCV?
Yeah.
Stats
do some math real quick here.
Stats was one of the first ones to do that, and it was just disgusting what he did.
Yeah. It's like, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Classic burrowed Widowmine behind the starport. Cyclone on the way for INnoVation, so he's read this correctly. It will help dissuade the Oracles. And a Viking as well. But then he cancels it and goes for a Tech Lab. So I'm guessing a Raven instead.
Sure looks like it. He did that Raven in game 1. I think it was okay. I think it was useful for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, the Cyclone's job is basically to make sure that this doesn't really happen. Oracle gets in a little bit early. Couple Marines are gonna die. Yeah, 2 Marines can't fight an Oracle. You need like 4 or 5 there. But then, oh, did you overstay your welcome? Oh yes, absolutely. That was not worth. What do you get? Two Marine kills and then dead?
Yeah, totally worth it for INnoVation.
Woof. Yeah, that's brutal for stats. Losing that Oracle. Gonna make another one back home, getting that blink again. As is tradition.
Yeah, so far the Oracle not paying for itself, though. And that's going to delay the blink. It's going to not necessarily delay the expansion too much, but delay the blink, or reduce the army supply a little bit since it wasn't invested in stalkers. So there's more potential this game for INnoVation to get something done early on.
That's good, because I think he needs to. I think based on how that last game went, it's probably going to come down more to what damage we can get done early here. Just doing the turny things, man. Marines, stim, going for double reactor here. Reactor on the starport, reactor on the factory. I might swap that over to another building, though. But yeah, for the Americans in the audience, I've been watching March Madness. Some really fun games so far. Really good stuff. Had a 16 seed knock off a #1 seed earlier today, which is just like crazy rare. Super fun when it happens. But the Stalkers of Stats are doing a blink timing attack, or at least to scout. Stim is not done. This is bad. This is all of a sudden very bad.
Raven
auto turret gets tossed down. Yeah, Raven helps a lot.
Yeah.
And by that I mean the Raven is dead. But helped.
Did kill off like 2 stalkers there, 3 stalkers actually. So
yeah.
The important thing there is that Stim didn't die.
Right. Oh, that's huge. I mean, it wasn't done, so that wasn't super useful, but the fact that it didn't get canceled is massive. And yeah, the auto turrets don't last as long, but they still did their job in that situation. So you can see why Ravens are being produced here by INnoVation today.
Oh my gosh, a blink inside. Is he gonna recall, or did he overextend a little bit? Looks like he overextended and is gonna lose not 1 stalker. Oh my gosh.
1. 2. Ooh, if he can get that that blink was just in the nick of time. Woo!
That stalker is sweating.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with a cyclone chasing you. It's just like, that's not going to happen. Nope. The Oracle deep into Terran territory. Very almost dead, but not dead, and that's all that matters. It's going to come back in later. I don't know. A turret in the mineral line seems pretty good, but who knows?
Yeah, it got 5 SCV kills, so that's pretty darn good. It's going to go back on in. Does it have the energy? Yes, it does. So it's going to get more kills. This is the pain. If the Oracle never dies, you've always got to worry about it when you're up against a good Protoss like Stats. And all of a sudden, INnoVation is down 20 workers in this game because Stats is probed like a madman. And so INnoVation needs to get damage done. And with charge not being done, maybe he can.
That's a lot of Protoss. Cannon shield batteries are there too. Yeah, Sentry gets sniped though.
Yeah, the Zealots all dying before their charge completes. The Stalkers are going to have to be microed very well by Stats, but INnoVation does have 1-1.
And shield batteries have been nerfed too, so that's a thing. Yeah, Inno pulls back and actually decides pretty much to go, well, regroup either far away or go home. One of the choices here.
I think he's got to throw down a Ghost Academy like right now if he's going to play this game out, because I do not see a macro match happening from this position. Like, he was down 20 workers for quite a while. Well, not for quite a while, but for a significant amount of time.
He was, but he's on 3 base to 3 base here. He kind of put some fear of Terran into stats there. Things are fine. Zealot swinging down the left side, at least going for a, into the 3rd base of INnoVation there.
Ooh.
And a couple SCVs are going to die here for sure. There is no army in position to deal with this. I guess the part of it does come back. Marauders, Marines with that concussive shell. The Zealots can't get away. INnoVation continues pushing up the right side. Going right into this Stalker Zealot army. But, I mean, there's no splash damage here at all.
No, the Colossus just popped out, are not in position.
They don't have extended thermal lance either, so that makes it even harder for Stats in this situation. But Stats just needs to survive. Needs to survive until he has a couple Colossus out. Extended lance is done. INnoVation taking the extra time here to just kind of macro up a little bit. Continue to get further upgrades. Tutu's on the way for his infantry. And he's looking pretty good. 173 to 141 supply overall. Worker count is even, plus he's got mules. So that income advantage is definitely a thing here. Is he going home again? Interesting.
Yeah, just like the previous game, he's going on home. He's got a 4th base on location going up, and he's got 2-2. 2-2 on the way, so he's gonna have the upgrades, but then Stats is also heading towards 2-2. The Ooze got killed in the previous game. That's not going to be the case this game, I don't think, and so INnoVation's going to be in a spot of bother. I think he's got a Ghost Academy on the way, but he's just doing the same thing he's done, and I don't think he's posturing for position enough in this game. Like, if you're playing against a Protoss like this, you need to be just all over the place, looking for openings, and eventually there'll be one for you, but I don't think INnoVation is applying the pressure in such an effective manner. Like, yeah, he's poking here, but there's a Colossus, there's a battery. I don't think INnoVation's gonna get pushed back here, or gonna deal too much damage here.
He was very close. It was like one more volley to take that Colossus down, even with the shield battery overcharge, but he couldn't quite get there. The Zealots and the cannons pushed him back. Going for a pretty big drop into the main. The Oracle scouts that early. The response time here from Stats is 0, because he's busy wiping out that army at his 3rd, but his main is just absolutely infested. Trying to recall into the main base. The next...
On top of the bio, one Colossus goes down, the other does not get targeted. INnoVation has to get the Medivacs out of there. He loses all the bio. The rest of the army didn't capitalize on that at all. There's 2 disruptors waiting at the front. INnoVation gonna have to split, or at least get out of there, and he does. But the rest of Stats' army is gonna be coming down here. INnoVation did not succeed in getting anything done there.
No, that drop in the main looked pretty scary, but I don't know what they killed. They tried killing the Nexus, couldn't pull that off. Got one of the 3 Colossus that recalled in there, and just didn't kill much of anything else. Ghosts are coming in, as we talked about earlier. Ghost, the enhanced shockwave upgrade is gone, but the base EMP radius is about like 70% better than it was initially in the previous patch. So, you know, EMP is good. You can't make it as good as it used to be, but it's better than the base used to be. It's kind of a weird place that they put it. Anyway, oh yeah, this is the map with the cooling tower that I want someone to kill and knock down that LaughNgamez watchtower that no one ever does. Maybe this game.
I don't think the players know.
You don't think so?
No, I'm sure they misclick on it all the time, but
none of them are like, why is there a LaughNgamez watchtower in the middle of this gold base, and how do I get rid of it?
Okay, INnoVation being pushed back, tosses down the EMP, but a disruptor kills a couple Widowmines.
Dark Shrine is on the way. Disruptor kills another couple Widowmines there. Excellent hit on that guy. Stasis! Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of trapped units there. You're gonna have to stick around. I mean, INnoVation is going up that ramp up there at the 12 o'clock spot. Yeah, he poked up that ramp, lost some stuff. Widowmines did fire, killing a couple Zealots, but...
Yep.
Phoenix says, till INnoVation, $10 if he kills the cooling tower.
Oracle goes down. That's a nice pickoff. Stats has to remake one of those if he wants that back in his arsenal. EMPs are going down. INnoVation has got to retreat, though, against this. So far, good engagement from the Terran. Oh my gosh.
Ah! What? Dude! Why aren't they attacking anything? He had them on move command across the map, obviously.
Okay, while this is going on, disruptors being juggled back in the prism. So far, no breakthrough there by INnoVation. He's definitely trying with the EMPs and whatnot.
You know, swinging up the ramp. There we go. Trying to get up that ramp. Nice EMP toss down. Widowmine's firing on those Zealots. Widowmine's also dying here. DT's getting 5, 6, 7, 8 SCV kills down south. 11 SCVs down. There's got to be DTs at the natural base, too. There were DTs in the natural base too. Maybe in the main. 18, 19. Ah! This is just DTs everywhere. They just took down a Marauder. Vikings are trying to resort to killing it. Can't pull it. No, they do. They barely take it down. It's 79 to 56 workers in favor of Stats right now. This is working. Stats is looking pretty good here in game number 2.
Yeah, Stats is playing a pretty darn good PvT so far. There's not a lot going wrong for him in this game. There was a little bit of pressure being applied by INnoVation. There's this drop right now, but Stats has got money in the bank. There's going to have to be quite a few things going wrong for him if INnoVation is going to be able to get a leg up on him. Planetary going to be broken pretty darn quickly by this Protoss force, so that's gone. INnoVation knocked down to 4 bases, losing that one. He's got a drop off in the main base, but oh, Disruptor's killing off most of those units there. So that drop really has been nullified. The Terran army is stepping forward, getting on top of most of the Disruptors. The Colossus are going to go down, so that's actually pretty much the entire Protoss force going down, except the Stalkers, one Disruptor.
Yeah, that Disruptor's running for its life right now. It's going to get picked off because of the concussive shell. The War Prism dying to Vikings. Oh, then EMP on this retreating Stalker army. 125 to 51 total supply here. Shield Battery Overcharge is up. Yes, drop inside the main gets cleared out, but the army is almost unstoppable here at this 5th base attempt by Stats. The Nexus goes down.
Yeah,
main base free of Terran.
Did he overcommit? I mean, he definitely did, but did he overcommit to the extent that he's just going to die to INnoVation here? INnoVation sees blood in the water. He's going to charge forward. EMPs hit the batteries. One Disruptor gets its connection off. The other retreats fairly aptly. Another Disruptor Nova's going to force that Terran army back. Gets a decent connection, but there's still quite a bit of bio here. Vikings landing, joining on in. Disruptors all get targeted down, and INnoVation does it.
Wow, so that game goes from, yeah, Stats is in a pretty good spot to, oh no, Stats threw away his entire army pretty quick.
Yeah.
That is rare to see from somebody as good as Stats is. That was crazy.
Happens to every Protoss.
Sure does. So yeah, Protoss players take some comfort knowing that that even happens to Stats sometimes. Doesn't mean you're bad, it's just the nature of StarCraft. Every once in a while. And overextend, get punished for it, and try to figure out what the heck happened. So yeah, INnoVation ties the game, or the series up 1-1. Excellent stuff. It sure looked like Stats was primed to go up 2-0, but no. INnoVation playing hard, getting those upgrades. Great EMPs in that game too. Good splitting the army up, attacking everywhere he needed to from different locations. He lost a ton of economy, but just kind of won the game before that was a problem. So that's that's a good way to handle, oh no, my economy just got murdered. Just go win if you can pull it off, and INnoVation certainly did. Man, that was great. So we're on Gresfin, the most macro-oriented map in the current ladder pool. There are more long macro games on this map in the current map pool than anything else, from what I've been casting anyway. Okay. In the top left, we have got Stats Boys. And clear in the bottom right, way down here, it's going to be Inno.
You gotta love that Terran magic. It looks like he's behind. Nothing's really working in the game. Then all of a sudden he gets his opportunity and boom. He's got it in the bag.
Right? I mean, that is the power of Terran. Their economy can be murdered, their army can be small, but they can make comebacks. That's what they're built to do.
Okay, pulling up that production tab. Everything is good to see there. Nothing out of the ordinary, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same build out of Stats, the same thing out of INnoVation as well. These guys seem very comfortable in that zone.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have a super long history of playing against each other. I don't know how many times they faced against each other in a StarCraft match. It's, I mean, 1,000, 2,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it was that high or higher.
Oh, including ladder? Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, including ladder, it's millions. But yeah, these guys know each other very well. They know their weaknesses. They know their strengths. They try to take advantage of them. It's definitely one of the more impressive chess matches we've seen. I mean, these two players have been around forever.
Yeah, yeah. Both solid players in their race. Stats defense is incredible. He didn't really take any damage that game for the most part up until the end. Even that drop in his main, there was like a Marauder and a Marine. The main thing it did was kind of pull him out of position, draw his attention away from remaxing. I don't know how many minerals he had in the bank when he died there, but it was a lot, so his macro was not perfect in that regard. Okay, that Reaper was out on the map poking around. Nothing got done.
Yeah, I mean, just pretty normal openings here from both players. Nothing too crazy, nothing too risky through the first 3 games. Reaper really trying to see, checking for gas there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, stats really changing it up every game so far this series. First was a Twilight. And, well, he's gone for a Twilight again, but this time it's going to be a Dark Shrine.
Wow, Dark Shrine at 3 minutes. Gotta love that. Every Terran player's like, no! Fast DT. Like, he's not ready for it. I don't know, but it's kind of risky because INnoVation's been making Ravens so far this series.
Yeah, that's a really good observation. This game, though, so far it's a Medivac going for the mine drop. Now,
Maybe follow up with the Raven.
I mean, we can hope. He hasn't built a reactor yet, so there is hope. But as far as the build goes, Stats can go for the DTs to try and go for the kill, but then he can also go for Archons for harassment after. He sends the Reaper scope back, but INnoVation does see the Robo pumping out a unit, so...
Yeah, so he's like, okay, something's coming.
Okay, Prism flying by that Medivac. Awkward.
Yeah. Reaper back in town. Nah.
Goes down before the Dark Shrine is seen. In comes the Prism.
Raven on the way. Raven on the way. But those do not build super fast, even with the buff to their production speed.
I was about to say, I mean, INnoVation is going to appreciate that a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be about another 15 seconds till that Raven is done. And how many SCVs can 3DTs kill in 15 seconds? It's quite
7
a few.
at least. Probes are dying to Widowmine drops on the other side, though, so INnoVation's getting as good as he's gotten here, at least so far, but it's going to keep being worse. All right, Raven up. DT's backed into a corner and summarily executed. Oh, no, 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 no. The War Prism says, actually, no. We're going to get some of them out of here anyway. I don't know, 10 SCVs down, not the end of the world there. Oh, didn't he not leave?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, more! You only have 1 Raven. You can't stop all of my DTs. Look at my DT.
Oh, Protoss, man.
Micro.
This is insane. Oh, poor INnoVation.
He's
Not like this. Not like this. Oh, GG.
What? I've never seen that before. War Prism DT Micro. Are you kidding me?
Oh, poor INnoVation. Oh my gosh, Stats really does have the killer's instinct.
Like 90% of all Protoss just leave. Like, all right, we did some damage to the Terran economy, but he's like, we're going to go to the edge of the map. We're going to warp in more DTs. And I'm going to drop DTs on top of the Marines as they try to chase the Warp Prism down. Holy crap.
Or you think he's going to make like an Archon or something, right?
Yeah.
And then go for some Archon harassment. Nope. He's like, all right, just pure DTs and...
Absolutely insane.
It was a little gross.
It was. But yeah, back from military, basically as terrifying as ever. And we're not seeing much of a difference here. That was DT opening with a twist.
Yeah, and just like that, he's up 2-1 in the bottom right. It's Stats.
There was even a Raven. And then in the top left, it's INnoVation. Inno.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone's got to proxy something in this series. There's no way everyone just plays it super safe in the opening.
Yeah, so he's gonna go for that proxy Rax.
Yeah. Not much else you can do with an SCV in that position. It's like Proxy Reaper?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, there's always the chance it can be like a Marauder and a Factory, but probably the Reaper. We'll see. INnoVation really can go for whatever option he prefers the most here. Like, the Marauders could probably hit that gateway, maybe the pylon from the low ground, which would be interesting. If INnoVation's thought of this that much, but it's actually going to be the Tech Lab.
Ah. Marauder?
There it is. Is he going to build anything else? Will he go for like a factory, or is it going to be just one base Marauder? What's he going to do with the rest of his money?
Yeah. He's not making a second barracks, which is weird. I'll keep watching that production tab, waiting for something. It's just got to be a factory. He's waiting for the... Yeah, so factory coming up back home.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it'll just be like the two Marauders going in to try and snipe probes or something?
I guess. Pretty annoying stuff. But not really game-winning.
Yeah, if he grabs the Stalker, it'll be a big deal. And he's moving out. Is the Stalker moving out? It's chilling at the top of the ramp. Is Stats paying attention? Yes, he is. But, oh, it gets tagged.
Gets caught. Okay, this is huge. The first Stalker going down without a fight is brutal. Bunker coming up in the natural base here, too. The probes are like, well, so I guess it's up to us. It's all between abject death and us living is our fighting here. So they kill the SCV, but another SCV, the bunker coming up would be massive. But shield batteries warping in here as well. The probes are dying, but not super fast. Marauders don't kill them incredibly quickly here. SCV is trying to build another SCV coming in, trying to finish that bunker, but no. The focus from Stats is just not allowing that to happen, but it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Stats taps out and Inno gets the win. Whoa.
Look at him clapping back.
He says, yeah, you know, you can throw garbage at me. I've got garbage I can throw at you too, friend. Don't you forget about proxy concussive shell Marauder rushes. Wow. So yeah, this has been a really fun series. We've gotten some pretty darn good macro games. We've got Colossus, Disruptors, Ghosts, and then we've got garbage, cheesy DT rushes and concussive shell Marauders and everything going just absolutely poorly for both Inno and Stats over the last 10 minutes. Perfect. Like, so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a series this has turned out to be.
All right, so we're on Royal Blood for our next match.
Okay, both players are ready, so away we go.
Whew. So yeah, this has been as fun and as good as I expected it to be. I am definitely happy about how this one turned out so far. Getting to a game 5 here especially is just magnifique.
This can be very well be another big macro map, Royal Blood. In the bottom left, we've got a Freak of Freaks Stats.
And in the top right of Royal Blood, it's INnoVation. Putting up a really, really good fight. I'd love to see either of these players make it to our final here today. They've both played really hard. They both earned it, and they both deserve it. But only one player can move on.
I'd love to see either of them go up against Solar.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be
Or,
a
or
great
keen
series
for
either
that,
way.
or keen for that matter. But
Yeah, totally.
it'll be a great test for whichever one of them advances.
100%. As we know, Solar. Solar loves the Africa.
He does, yes.
All right, so nobody going for anything too nuts on their opening here in Game 5. There's a little bit of a more conservative streak for players when it's just a one-and-done situation. And by that I mean... Did he just... Wait. Yeah, okay, nothing crazy there.
No.
They're blocking the Reaper hop-up spot. Reaper is coming in. INnoVation has found just a nice loyalty to Reapers here. Getting his factory up.
Mm-hmm.
Did get some good damage with Widow Mines in the 2 games ago.
Yeah, this is a more economic or a more greedy build, like aggressive build. That's what I'm looking for. With the double gas opening in TvP, not uncommon, but definitely more aggressive.
Like to see it.
Is it going to be like a tank and a medivac or a liberator? Maybe a one base push. I'm thinking.
Thor drop.
I mean, I would love to see that, but then he does just go into the command center, so a bit of a delayed macro build.
Mm-hmm. Maybe try not to die to DTs. Little delayed on the macro. Ooh, that was good probe micro, getting that Reaper. Making it so it couldn't escape at all. Stargate about halfway done here from stats. More Oracle shenanigans. Although it could be Phoenix. I don't know what it is about this patch, but this whole Phoenix Adept thing is kind of running heavy right now, and I don't know why. Like, too many games in Katowice were Phoenix Adept, and I don't understand what the impetus was at all. It's an Oracle here from stats, at least on the opening.
Oh dear.
Nice Widowmine placement. Widowmine unburrows, runs for it.
Every Terran is pleased when their 100 resource unit kills a 200 resource unit.
Yes.
Or 175 resource.
Oh.
Get out of there, fella.
Gosh. Oh, I think it... It's like, come on in here. It's fine. It kind of was, actually. I think the Stalker probably could have killed it.
Oh, yeah. It was totally fine, but did stats stress that? Absolutely not. He's a smart Protoss.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Oracle getting some Cyclone. Cyclone pops. Ooh, there's a Liberator, too. Again, a Liberator anti-air is not good, but the Oracle can't defend itself at all in that situation, so definitely keeps the Oracle out of here, at least for the time being. Second base landing here from Inno at 4 minutes. Definitely late, but he's got the power of mules to help him overcome that lateness in his economy. 30 to 40 workers in favor of stats. And it is Phoenix. Look at that.
I'm curious, is INnoVation going to push here, or... No, he got out the one tank for safety, unless he canceled it. Yeah, he canceled the tank.
Wow.
And then just goes for 2 extra racks. That is a bold play, really, because he doesn't have a bunker on the low ground. He doesn't have a tank now, so just relying on his higher marine count and his Cyclone.
Two Oracles out. Ah, man, that's gutsy, too. The Liberator at home? Where'd you go, Liberator?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm setting up at the front door, though. And that is SCVs down, down, 3, 4. Focusing the injured Oracle, but it does get away. Tons of dead airspace here on Royal Blood. It's a good map, for sure, for flying units. Yeah, so Blink coming out of that Twilight Council.
Love to see it. Similar to the game number 3 build. INnoVation getting up all the Terran toys. A 1-1 on the way. Combat Shield Stim Pack. Then we should be seeing some Medivacs on the way once that reactor's completed. And he's on 3 bases, so gonna have quite a good economy.
Yeah, just playing it safe here. Oracle's trying to dark back in. There is a Widow Mine to worry about there and a Cyclone to prevent that from happening. Oracle's maybe trying to dive in at a different angle into the main base, but Cyclone shows up, says, get out of my house. Marines, ooh, snipe one of the Oracles here. A second Oracle gets an SCV kill before managing to escape with most of its HP.
Okay, those gateways coming online for stats, so he's going to be an 8-gate Protoss. He's got Blink finishing up. We see Charge on the way behind that. We're probably going to want to see that Chrono boosted out, because there's a decent chance INnoVation moves out in the next minute prior to that completing. Double Forges are on the way, but that's going to be a significant delay in upgrades compared to what INnoVation has. Yeah, I think the Terran's in a pretty decent spot now to start poking with Bio.
And right on cue, he is moving out. He's ready to start make something happen here. He's got 1-1 finishing up, so 1-1 infantry upgrade timing. Trying to sneak down to the south here. Robotics Bay, about 50% complete. Splash damage here for the Protoss is currently nothing. Never a good place to be when this happens, but the stasis!
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, no. And no.
Is he going to force field the army? Oh, I think he's going to drop down some force fields.
Oh, man. Yep. But
Bio is good, but there's the battery overcharge to keep those units alive. So good trade out. Fully loaded Medivac. Oh!
Okay, Widowmine takes down a couple Stalkers, and Sentry's very injured.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the Liberator's joining on up with this. INnoVation can keep poking here. He's going to have an upgrade lead for quite a while longer. Zealot's coming forward, but yeah, there's that Liberator going to kill at least a Stalker or 2. The Stalkers don't target it down. There it goes, but those other 2 Widowmines in the back are recharging, and there's not that much here for the Protoss. I think INnoVation is looking pretty good to push this. Yeah, the Terran's stepping forward. Widowmine hits one of those Zealots. More mines are burrowing. Stalker's going down to more Widowmines. INnoVation lifts up and backs out. One more Widowmine's there. Going to hit a Zealot. Not so many of the Stalkers. He's going to target down the Stalkers, though, with some of that remaining bio, and INnoVation gets on out after a great trade. The Widowmines will go down, which is unfortunate, but they got some shots off before that happened.
Yeah, definitely took down more than a few Stalkers, which is always good to see for Terran players. Colossus out, 2 more on the way. Extended Thermal Lance about 50% complete there. Bigger army from Inno, but now that Colossus are added to the mix here, it's a little bit tougher to make this thing happen. He's lost the Medivacs too, which really reduces the potency of this Marine Marauder force. Does he want to keep pushing here? He's got a 3rd base. He's taking a 4th base at the 12 o'clock. Stats has a 4th base coming up over there at the 9.
Yeah, still a good economy for INnoVation, though. Actually ahead on workers compared to the Protoss. Very comfortable for the Terran. He's just got to be careful not to overextend. If he pushes, he wants to push in multiple locations, if at all possible. And he's going to do that now as he moves out a second portion of his army.
Yeah, Ghost Academy finishing up here. We're going to start seeing some EMPs, maybe some snipes. Mostly EMPs against Protoss, though. Just, yeah, warping in tons of Zealots here stats. Trying to keep up an economy, catch up an economy while getting those upgrades. Warp Prism speed, ground armor, ground attack coming in here as well. Yeah, both players are just powering up for big army confrontations here. And a Disruptor coming out, too, because why not? Sure. Purification Nova Radius has been nerfed, but he got some good damage with him in Game 1 especially. We'll see if he can pull that off again here. Okay, the Terran's moving out. A large portion of that army does get caught.
That is not a good fight there for INnoVation. He's got to back out, and he does. He's still got the upgrade lead going for himself.
Sneaking down bottom side here too, though. I don't think Stat sees this one coming. Oracle in a pretty good scouting position, but also the Oracle's gonna die. And bam, gotta replace that sucker for sure. Are there zealots inside the natural base of INnoVation right now? What is going on?
Yes, there is, all thanks to a trusty Warp Prism there for Stats, a great Protoss duel. The Widowmines are going to take care of that, however.
Oh! More than take care of it.
Big chunk of the Terran's bio-army died, maybe absent-mindedly by INnoVation on the bottom right-hand side, but then he gets in, picks off the 4th base of Stats. That's a huge economic blow to the Protoss 11 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is big for INnoVation, as he's happily mining on 4 bases.
Yes. 80 workers to 70 now, plus the mule advantage here. Stats is trying to retake that 4th base, immediately warping it in fast as he Protossly can, but Ghosts are in production, getting a new Warp Prism, getting more Stalkers here. Is Stats. INnoVation is gearing up for another attack. 184 supply is basically maxed out. I think he's going to wait for a couple Ghosts and then start moving down, and here we go. We got a couple of Vikings, tons of medevacs. Widowmines, Marines, Marauders, +3/+3s on the way. Should not be available for the next engagement, but definitely closer to finishing than Stats is happy with. Disruptor, big hit. Oh, 2 big Purification Nova hits there. Inno does not like that result. Picks up, boosts out, Stats continuing to maybe put some pressure on. Plus, he's getting Templar Archives back home, continuing to make more Disruptors. They've always been the comeback unit. Stats coming up the right side, while Inno is going down that left side there. No, pulls back to try to defend against this. Novas catching a couple Marines there. Nothing too huge. Forcing a full liftoff at the 3rd base, though, is a bit of a problem. SCVs need to evacuate the war zone. A couple of them die. Another big Nova. Catching some Marauders there. More Nova.
Oh my gosh.
Army value is 101 to 79. Ooh, the reinforcing Warp Prism goes down to a small attack there from Inno down to the south. But SCV death count, we're basically even on worker count now. 3 Colossus going swipe here. SCVs trying to body block, never where they want to be. Purification Nova catching a Marauder there. 1 Colossus goes down, 2 Colossus go down, but 3 Disruptors do remain. And the 3rd base getting back to a semblance of normalcy here, and Stats is in the worker lead now. He didn't kill a base, but he killed a ton of SCVs, and that's what he needed to do.
Yeah, that was good for Stats, no doubt about it. He killed workers, he got out with his army, and yeah, he bought himself some time. He's got his own 4th base up. He's not in a fantastic position just yet, as INnoVation did have quite a lead there, but that was a good fight. INnoVation was unsure whether to keep moving out there. He ended up pulling back, and he honestly just barely had enough to defend that, it looked like.
Yeah, that was tough. Anytime you pulled the SCVs to defend against a Protoss attack, you're pretty desperate. So 100% barely held on there. Army value about even. 1 Colossus, a bunch of Disruptors, Archons, Stalkers here. That is not enough of an army to handle that. But he does, take down a Stalker and an Obs for basically free there. INnoVation getting some value in a position where I didn't think he could.
Oh, the Disruptors, a little vulnerable there.
That bait. I don't know. That was pretty scary. Dragging everybody back into the Widowmines. Yeah, Widowmine gets a decent hit there. Archons in the front. They do bonus damage to Bio. The sneak around. Oh, going for the full surround here. Protoss army does not like that. Nova, big hit down to the south, but the north is winning. Every Colossus is now dead. Disruptors getting wiped out to 89 to 40 army supply. INnoVation on a rampage.
Yeah, Stats warps and Stalkers in a panic, but he's going to need to micro those like a god, and it's just not really possible against this much bio. He's going to lose his 4th base. He doesn't have many more bases to fall back on here. He just lost a massive portion of his economy, and barring some of the greatest Disruptor hits in the world, I think INnoVation has got this one.
Holy cannoli. He is expanding top left, which is kind of sneaky. If he can get away with that, that'd be good, but Dude, no splash damage against 3/3 Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts. I don't care if you have shield battery overcharged. This is not happening for you. GG!
Wow, GG.
INnoVation.